Because we have one going on right now too off of El Monte Road.
Now at 6, a new wildfire in East County as the Monte fire continues to grow in Lakeside.
A president is likely to have a freer hand.
A legal win for President Trump's effort to take control of the California National Guard.
To be abducted by ICE, to be taken from your workplace, to be separated from your families.
Immigration raids from the perspective of someone who was deported.
Jaws, the movie, turns 50. San Diego's own shark story that made the documentary.
You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
And we are beginning here with breaking news that we want to bring to you right now. A homicide investigation is underway in the Kernney Mesa area.
San Diego police telling us they got a call around 4:40 this morning in the 8,000 block of Kernney Mesa Boulevard. Still not clear what happened here, but as you can see, a heavy police presence here in front of the Nara Ultra Lounge. Information very limited right now. You see an ambulance there on the scene. Our photographer is also on the scene gathering some information right now. We will provide you more details as soon as we get them. You see the police line up, investigators talking with several people who may have been at that Nara Ultra Lounge and maybe witnessed what may have happened out there that led up to this homicide investigation, this shooting that happened.
And for location reference here, this is Claremont Mesa Boulevard near Mercury Street. There's a Castañeda's drive-through right next to that across from Nara.
We'll keep you posted on that. In the meantime, glad you're with us here on this Friday. It is 6:01. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Nada Irampour. And let's get you ready for the day. Meteorologist Evan Irani here. Keeping an eye on those temperatures.
Yeah.
The weekend's almost close.
Weekend's almost here. Yeah. It's the start of summer, first weekend of summer. We've got cloudy skies to kick off the morning. This trough of low pressure sliding in, and it's going to help contribute to a cooler and cloudier weekend, but not by much. Just a small cool down from where we were yesterday and especially where we are today. I know the start of the week was a warm one. Here's a live look at Mission Bay moving toward Mission Beach. Sunrise was at 5:41, but it's gray out there. And that sunset not coming until 8 p.m. Enjoy the day out there. Upper 60s and low 70s by the water. Upper 70s and low 80s inland. Coming up, we'll talk about the wind that we are going to be seeing in the forecast, especially out toward East County. Back to you.
Yeah, speaking of East County, crews battling 2 fires there this morning. The newest is called the Haywick Fire. It started around 3 p.m. yesterday near Interstate 8 and Lake Jennings Park Road.
Crews have stopped its forward rate of spread and evacuation orders are lifted. This one burned about 51 acres. It is 50% contained. Meantime, the Monte Fire near Lakeside has now burned more than 1,000 acres, and that one is 35% contained. This one has been burning since Tuesday. And now in the latest ruling here, President Trump did not exceed his authority when he federalized California's National Guard and deployed them to Los Angeles. That was the decision handed down by the Ninth Circuit late last night, overturning the decision of a lower court judge.
Yeah, so this is the latest here. White House lawyers arguing that the troops were necessary to restore order amidst unrest and violence during anti-ICE protests in Los Angeles. The state of California sued the White House, arguing the move usurped local authority and violated the 10th Amendment, an argument the courts rejected. Legal analyst Dan Eaton says the decision will have wider implications on presidential power beyond just the enforcement of immigration law.
Bottom line is that the president is likely to have a freer hand in dealing with disruptions to his efforts to enforce federal law, not just in California, but assuming other courts follow this ruling by the Ninth Circuit, other states as well.
Lawyers are set to be back in court today for a hearing. In the meantime, the Ninth Circuit's ruling will keep the National Guard under federal control as the lawsuit unfolds. President Trump called the decision, quote, a big win, adding it's bigger than California, saying, quote, if our cities and our people need protection, we are the ones to give it to them should state and local police be unable. Governor Newsom issued a statement saying in part, quote, we will press forward with our challenge to President Trump's authoritarian use of U.S. military soldiers against citizens.
Today is World Refugee Day, and in just an hour from now, local faith leaders will gather at the Cathedral of St. Joseph for a special mass.
They will also accompany people facing deportation hearings amid reports of arrests at the courthouse. CBS 8's Regina Yarita live outside the cathedral now with why this is all happening. Good morning to you, Regina.
Hey, good morning, Eric and Netta. That's right. And Cathedral of St. Joseph is really sending the message here of how to support immigrants and asylum seekers, especially on World Refugee Day. So we know that the bishop designate will be joined by auxiliary bishops. But again, this is a special mass for World Refugee Day. The ceremony will begin with that mass. Then it will follow a delegation of clergy from Catholic and other faith traditions that will be taken to the federal building where they will provide witness, prayers, and support to immigrants and refugees whose petitions will be heard that day before judges of the Department of Homeland Security. Now, this comes as immigration and customs enforcement agents have been seen arresting immigrants at federal courthouses in San Diego and across the country, a practice that legal experts say is raising serious concerns about due process rights. Videos captured by volunteers monitoring federal agents show individuals being detained moments after leaving courtrooms, even when their cases have been continued rather than dismissed. But back out here, that mass is supposed to start in an hour. We'll have more details about this as that takes place. For now, Eric and Netta, I'll send it back to you.
Regina, thank you very much for the update there. A last-ditch effort for diplomacy in the conflict between Israel and Iran. Foreign ministers from Britain, France, and Germany are set to hold talks with Iran's foreign minister today. This meeting set to be held in Switzerland. It would be the first meeting between Iran and Western nations since Israel hit Iran's nuclear facilities 8 days ago. Meantime, the White House says President Trump will decide whether to order a strike within the next 2 weeks. Multiple sources tell CBS News President Trump thinks disabling Iran's most secure underground nuclear site is crucial to stopping Iran from producing nuclear weapons. Some San Diegans are urging President Trump to not get the U.S. involved in this escalating conflict between Israel and Iran. Last night, this group, young Palestinian activists and community members, rallied at Tuna Harbor Park. CBS 8 spoke with a woman who has family members in Iran, and she said she has not been able to get in contact with them for days. The internet is down there. She says she wants peace for everyone.
I have no idea what is next for us, but I just hope for the peace of my people and everywhere else, and I hope freedom for all of us.
Local veterans also rallied last night at Waterfront Park. They're calling for the U.S. to stay out of the conflict in the Middle East.
Starting tomorrow, you can vote in person for the County Supervisor District 1 race. 7 vote centers will be open. This is for the July 1st special election to fill the seat left vacant by Nora Vargas, representing the South Bay. Voters are deciding between Imperial Beach Mayor Paloma Aguirre and Chula Vista Mayor John McCann. Whoever's elected will finish the rest of the term, which ends in January of 2029.
It is 6:08 right now on this Friday, and with the longest day of the year today.
Over 14 hours in day length.
Ooh, all right.
Spend some of that outside.
Maybe in Del Mar there.
The shortest night out there, less than 10 hours of nighttime that we'll be watching for. Summer solstice means that sun is shining directly on the Tropic of Cancer, so that tilt of the Earth is pointed directly toward the sun. We in the Northern Hemisphere enjoy the start of the summer season, and the Southern Hemisphere, I don't know if you would say enjoying, but enjoying the start of the winter season for them. Overcast skies out there across San Diego County to kick off the summer season. Sunrise was at 5:41, but it's been gray out there along the coast and inland. Look at that sunset time, 8 p.m. on the dot today. Today's forecast takes us to the upper 60s and low 70s. We talked a little bit about the wind, and I want to mention that as that trough of low pressure arrives, we're going to be seeing that cloud cover hangs out with us a little bit longer in the morning. That's going to go for tomorrow as well, but it should still peel its way back by the time we get to about mid-morning and especially by the afternoon. Saturday, 68 degrees. Sunday, 71 degrees with a little bit more sunshine. Also a little bit warmer by Sunday as that trough starts to exit out east. Wind speeds are going to be picking up not only in Julian, but really county-wide, most impactful across our local mountains and deserts. 29 miles per hour on your wind gusts. gusts by the time we get to about 6 p.m. and 18 to 19 mile per hour sustained speeds out there. Out the door right now, we're mostly in the upper 50s and low 60s. It's 62 degrees in Carlsbad, Encinitas, Del Mar, and Mira Mesa right now. And it looks like as we get through the next couple days, tomorrow is kind of the only blip to watch for before we head back to a more normal range. Mild temperatures expected for Sunday through about the middle of next week. Let's check in on drive times outside and see how you're doing. We have one crash that just got cleared. That's the plus side of the forecast. It was right down around the 15, right as it kind of exited onto the Harbor Drive area. So it looks like the crash at the 15 on 32nd Street is now cleared, which is good news there. Let's check in on your border wait times, where we have a 45-minute wait at the San Ysidro port of entry. It was quite fast getting across the border yesterday for the holiday, picking up a little bit more, meaning that you're gonna have to wait just slightly longer, but it shouldn't be too long out there. Matching in Otay Mesa at the port of entry, also only 45 minutes.